Hello. Welcome to Community Day. Today we are here with Nicola Toledo. Nicola Toledo is a freelance Webflow developer with more than 6 years of experience in web development, working with million-dollar startups and leading agencies around the world. In his free time, he likes to play tennis and go to the gym. Nicola likes to be called Nico. So that's how we will continue with this episode. Nico, how you doing? What's up?
Hi, Joe. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and thanks for the invite.
Excellent. Yes, you have been an active member of the Webflow community and also the FinSuite community for a while now. And you have some
Yes,
dev background and you do technical things. So there's a lot that we talk about. And yeah, it's great to have you here. I'm really excited.
yes. That is definitely the reason. I tell you that I really love the community that we have built. It's amazing. No, because it's not just for no coders, for no technical person. It's also for developers. So this is really special, no, for me and for every developer that is in the code space.
Absolutely. And I would consider you an early adopter, let's say, for developers. And when I say developer, I'm talking more technical development. We I know that you have some technical background, some, building web app, full web apps, full stack kind of background, and you are adopting no code and you are adopting Webflow. And there's more and more people doing this, but I would say overall most are not adopting no code. It's taking a bit of time. So I'm thinking you as like an early adopter, which is cool.
Yes. And it's funny because
Nice.
also I took my time. I didn't
Yeah.
did in one day. I took like 1 2 years after change. Yeah. So
Love it. Excellent. So let's say hello to the audience, and then we are going to get into your story. Magdalena, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. We have Tom Volts, 1 hour, 8 minutes till pizza dough is ready. Perfect timing for FinSuite session. Tom nailed it. Love it. Dale Jensen, looking forward to meeting another community member. Hey, Dale, how you doing? Pablo Cortez, welcome back. Hello. Francesco, grande Nicola, you're a very good person and super professional. Nice testimonial. That's a good way to start the show.
yeah.
Cool. Naked Tech, it's 3 a.m. here in Australia. Had my alarm set for this one. Nice. That's awesome. Great to hear. Welcome. Mika Dixon, hello. Let's bring up a few more here. Simba M, hello, looking forward to this. Yes. Christian Schmidt, hey. And let's do one more here. Okay, Supercharged Studio, welcome, excited. Me too. And thank you everybody else for being here that is saying hello. We have a nice turnout here. I agree, really nice to meet somebody in the community that's very active talking, right? You're always sending messages, you're always jumping into conversations, but I mean, this is the first time I'm actually seeing your face and your mouth move. So I think that's a first for a lot of other people too, which is cool.
Yes. And this is
Yeah,
exactly
nice.
also one of the reasons why I'm here to
Great.
introduce myself, to the community, and really
Good.
also thanks for everyone.
Nice. Yeah, that's, I think, important because we're all very comfortable communicating with text, but there does come a time where it's really nice to just see somebody speaking, see somebody
Yes.
talking. So yeah,
Definitely.
nailed it. So Nico, tell us your story. How did you get from the beginning of your professional career until today? Tell us that story.
Okay. I will tell I will tell my story, and it's I don't know why, but I was very lucky from the beginning. I always liked computer science. I don't know why, for what reason. But I always liked that. So I knew from when I was very little that I want to work with my computer. I don't know what, I don't know doing what, but I want to work with my computer. That was my goal, you know. So then I started to do computer science in school. After that, I like a little agency here around called me to work with them. I started to work with them for 2 years, and they teach me the basic PHP, MySQL. So that was my first introduction to the code world, to that. After that, 2 years for me was enough personally. You know, I'm not that type of person that can stay 8 hours per day, sit in my desk. So I decided to to leave the company, and basically I started my freelance journey until now. I'm a freelancer from that day. I did a few courses to specialize more in front-end development because I started as a backend, so with PHP, MySQL, databases. Then I switched to the front end. I don't know also that why, but I like. I always loved the design, the website, web app. That was my passion. So I started to do that, specifically with Angular. That was the framework that I used. Angular, React, all the same family. There are a few changes, and thanks to that framework, I started to work with a few startups here in Rome. We have one of the biggest startup incubators. So I started to work for one company or one startup. Then you met other startups. You start to build your network, or of professional other startups. And from that, I always also LinkedIn start to post about what I was learning, Angular, and I start to build my personal brand around Angular. That was my framework. And I was a freelancer. I like also to teach, so I started to be a teacher in some courses. I create my own workshop for a company, and then I was building web apps. That was my old life before the no code movement. I don't know if you want to I can stop here, or then when I met the no code.
Nice. So that sounds like a very self-taught journey. Is that true? Would you consider that you really taught yourself how to do all of this stuff?
Yes, definitely. Also
Nice.
because the main information are in English. So in Italy
Yeah,
we have, yes, good information, but it's always at the end. Now we arrive also always at the end. So that's why I always said, I want to learn by myself, basically.
that's great. I think that's one of the most effective ways to learn for a lot of people. That you just do it, you figure it out. It's tough, trial and error, teach yourself. This is how I think I learned Webflow. This is my self strategy. Just did it and learned. So, would you say that when you got to no code, did you have to relearn a lot of things? Did you have to go through another self learning path just like you did when learning PHP and Angular and React? Or did you get to Webflow and think, wow, I know how all this stuff works. I just need a few days to figure out the UI?
Yes, and I will tell you that I never actually read the University of Webflow. I never read, you know, I remember the
Yeah.
first website that I will show you later. I did it basically just from the designer. I just, because I knew all the technical stuff, and that was the reason why I was shocked by
Yeah.
this movement, but it
Right.
actually is something different. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's shocking coming to Webflow, really understanding how traditional web development works. Because when you know how traditional Webflow development works and then you see Webflow, it's a completely different perspective than somebody just coming into Webflow for the first time, no web knowledge. So you
Mhm.
kind of saw Webflow and said, "Whoa, this is this is something special. This is something that is making me work faster and work better and all these things." You understood that immediately.
Yes. Yes, that was
Cool.
the reaction.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Audience, if you have questions, Nico is self-taught is the best. So if you have questions about self-teaching, if you have questions about any of his story, any of the technical frameworks that he uses, any kind of technical questions, ask those in the chat. I think they'll be really interesting to bring up throughout the episode. So we know a little bit about you now. This gives people a little bit of opportunity to come up with these questions. And I think it's a good time to start showing some of the work that you're proud of. So we'll go to the screen share part and let's see what you've made.
Okay, so I want to start with, this is basically the last project that I'm working on. Is live, but we need a few things to finish, like the multi-language. So let me show you. This is a website I built. This website with so my service now is designed to Webflow, no? So the company usually give me design, and then I develop the website in Webflow. And I'm very happy because this project was, I collaborate with one of the biggest Italian agency. So they have more than 200 employees. And this website also is for a big brand. This is a chocolate factory. They have more than 80 factory in the world. So it's a big project. And exactly what I was looking forward for, because my goal now is to show in the Italian community what is possible to do with the no-code tools. So I was looking for this type of project. Let me show you something here. This is your filter, attribute filter. And then something that was a little bit tricky, maybe the contact. This contact form change when you change the reason here, no? So if I do this, like reclamo, yes. So for do this, I use the petit view. You talk also with about this framework. So yes, this project is cool. I use a few tools, obviously always client first, fluid responsive, attribute. That is for me is the default, in every project. Then what else? Also this, the infinite scroll. There are many ways to do this. I think I found this is a very, for me, is the best because it's very logical. How I did this. It's all in Webflow. And then what else? Okay, then all the CMS structure, but that is something else. Then this one was the first project that I did with Webflow. And I want to show you this. Yes, and this was the first time that I found you and the FinSuite attribute. I built this in 2021, more or less, between 2020 and 2021. And this was the project that changed everything for me, because not only I found Webflow, also this startup grew a lot. And today they are like the number one in Italy for psychologists. And then let me show you like this. This was the Figma design. So for me, it's very important that the design looks very similar to the Webflow project looks very similar to the design. So this is what I'm doing now. And then, yes. So this one was the first project. I told you the psychologist. But actually in the project, for me, the main reason for that project was the web app. So the web app was the main reason for me to build. Was this. The website was just something else. I did it just for fun. But then now it's funny because now I do only the website. And I left the web app for now. I hope to have the access to Width soon, so I can also start to do this with Webflow. And yes, this was a very tough project and very long, with all custom database that I collaborate with another developer. So I built all the front end in Angular for this project. And then what else? I can show you this was my first as a teacher. I was 20, and I started to do this in PHP, I remember. And then this was one of my first workshop. This was actually it was quite something for me, because also I was 20, and all these people was around, I don't know, 50, 51. So see a young man, no, like me, doing this, no, was something also for them, and also for me to do that. And then this today, this was this summer, trying to talk with someone about Webflow, and this is what I do. Usually, I like to work, I like to travel, working and travel, and yeah, this is basically what I do. It's a short overview.
Awesome. That is really nice to see. I have several questions. So it's really interesting you made the change from technical to now implementing high quality design, like that chocolate site. It's a big change. So let's bring up a question from Stefan. Inspiring story, Nicola. Self-teaching is a great way to learn things. What platforms were you using before transitioning to Webflow, and what made you do the change? So I'm really interested in that last part. What made you do the change? And I know you said you were really inspired by the platform, but this is a big change, right? And do you miss that change? Do you miss the past development life that you had? No? Okay. Please answer this for us.
Yes. I want to say that it's obviously a personal response. Everyone is not for everyone. It is for me, for what I like to do and what is most important for me to do. And Webflow and all the community is amazing for what I want to do. So, what made you do the change? For me, is to find a work that can give me what I want to do. Okay, it's possible to do that with the code, with Angular. That was my previous tool, but it's more difficult. You have more responsibilities, and it's very complex. The project can be very complex. You have to be there every time. So for me, Webflow and the type of project you can do with Webflow are more not easy, because they're not easy, but it's more possible to do for me, not just alone. This is what I wanted to do, and not rely on other person, not rely on I want to do by myself, and this is perfect for me.
That's a great point. When you get into web apps, it's usually not one person building the entire application stack. So with Webflow, you get this unique opportunity to work completely self-sufficiently. That's really cool. I love that answer. And let's bring up from Naked Tech. By web app, do you mean a progressive web app?
Yeah, also
Yeah. Okay. Great.
because a PVI is a tool that you can add on top of
Yeah.
already web app. So yes.
Great. Okay. Let's bring up this comment from Dale. This is nice. One thing for sure, listening to Nico only confirms that the combination of beautiful design and deep functionality is a winning formula. I have to agree. I'll add a question to that. Was there any project that you built that had a really nice design, super high quality pro design, with a technical aspect, and you were able to use your two skills of Webflow and your past technical life to go and complete that project?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Great.
Because basically, Webflow is just a UI builder. Then all the
Yes.
JavaScript, you can add on top. So like you also are doing now.
So, what's the most complex project that you've built? Just give us like a short description, the most complex one.
You mean with Webflow?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
think this one. I think this one, the Chocolate Factory, is definitely one of the.
Nice.
Also
With
because the
the
slider
T
is
view.
all custom. Yes.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you said you wanted access to Wiz, right?
Yes.
Done. Tomorrow. You'll get access
Tomorrow.
tomorrow as a thanks for being on the show. Yep, I'm serious. You can follow that up on
Yes.
Twitter. It's a fact.
Perfect. So now I can say
And
yes to a
last question
project.
from, huh? Say that. Sorry.
Now I can say yes to a project that they want to use with. So
Perfect. Yeah, perfect,
finally.
perfect. And let's bring this up from Jan, and then we'll move on. Do you use Client First V2 from FinSuite for your project? You said you use attributes a lot. Are you also Client First? I think you said yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
great.
not video because this project was probably I started when video was releasing, but was not
Yeah,
ready yet. So I started
sure,
with V1.
sure. Cool. Okay. So let's now move on to the next part of the show, which is about key strengths and qualities. So, Nico, what do you do really well? What can you say is kind of your go-to? You're hiring me. This is what I'm doing.
Yes. I would say in general is building digital products. That is what I love to do and what is really exciting me every day. Now my what I do now is design to Webflow. This is what I do now. And Webflow, when I say Webflow, I mean also all the big ecosystem. And I want to improve that every day. So design to Webflows definitely. And yeah, this is what I do now.
Excellent. And let's bring up this question from Pablo. This is a nice one. First, he says, great story, which is really nice.
Thank you.
And the question is, do you find it hard or easy to sell Webflow projects to startups that maybe are not familiar with it? What's your experience with that?
Usually, that is also another important point. I work with company or startups that already know Webflow. You know,
Yeah,
it's more easy because if you have to go there explain, it's more work. So I take only usually this project.
nice. Yeah, that's something that we had a problem with early at FinSuite. Getting companies to say yes to Webflow. But as you get more and more Webflow projects developed, as the product gets more mature, we're not finding that at all. And of course, people are finding us because of Webflow. So they're already coming for Webflow. But I think it's becoming easier to sell as the ecosystem grows, as there's more projects, as you type in Webflow into Google and you see so many pages of content for Webflow, this now becomes easier to sell. So yeah,
Yes,
it's nice that you're already working with people that are on that path. And
yes,
let me ask, you're from Italy, correct?
yes, yes.
This is born,
Correct.
raised, lived.
In Rome.
Okay.
Already.
So is there a problem with selling it in Italy, selling Webflow as a platform?
Yes. Uh, Also, this is very interesting. Because you don't really the community in Italy is very little. Okay, there are not a lot of also no code Webflow, but many company know they know Webflow. Maybe they don't do a lot of like advertise, but they know Webflow. So when I started to show what I was doing on LinkedIn, usually I use LinkedIn more for my Italian community. Many companies start to reach me. You use Webflow, so we want to do this project like this one, the chocolate. So they knew Webflow. There are not many people that know how to work with Webflow, so that's why it's there's a lot of opportunities.
Excellent. Okay. Questions. Let's see what else we have here.
And sorry,
Francesco?
if
Yes,
yeah,
please
sorry.
add. Yeah.
No, this is also another reason why what I'm doing now. Now, for example, in November, the 16th of November, I'm organizing a meetup here to talk about Webflow. I'm creating my community to, you know, I'm building and also evangelize the the web product.
Nice. That's great. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the teaching side of this. So you said you've been teaching since you're 20. I don't know how old you are now. So give me some reference. How long have
26,
you been teaching? So
6
6
years.
years? Yeah.
Yes,
Teaching is one of the best ways of learning. I think you're really on track for a good learning path, at least the type of learning path that I like. this, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to learn just for myself and my personal experience, plus teaching. And I think when you teach, you become just better at whatever the topic is. So
Exactly.
tell us about that. How have you grown as a professional because of your teaching?
Yes, it's exactly for this reason, because of teaching that make me grow. You know,
Yeah.
when you teach, obviously you have to prepare, you have to explain things more simpler. No, so that that means that you have to know very well the topic. You have to create a lot of example, a lot of project, and that bring you more value to the people, and also the expertise. No, grow at the same time. That's why I love to teach. You know, also it's like, for me, I like also to stay with people, see what they do. I really like that. It's more
Okay,
social.
I love that. And do you have a Italian community for Webflow already? You said that you have an event November 16th. Is there
Yes.
already a community that people can start to get on, or is this
Mm,
kind of the start of that, this November 16th?
yes, this is not community. This is not community here in Rome, but
Yeah,
I want to do this event to see what is the response, to see how many people
nice.
will come, what they want to do, and maybe I want
Great.
to start, yes, this community and to do something here. Yes.
Love it. Love it. That's great. Okay, nice. So let's now move on to the advice for the community. This is a part of the show where you just tell people some advice to follow your path. If someone says, "Hey, I would love to do what Nico did. I would love to learn this technical side. I'd love to transition my career from one part of technology to another." What can people do to follow in that path? How can you give advice for inspiration?
Yes. So I would say that what I did, like you said, no, is a lot of self-learning, and is, I would say, the hard way, because you have to do by yourself. There's a lot of problems you have to fix by yourself. For you, the English community is a little bit more easy. There's a lot of resources that you can use, and that can really give you a boost. And yes, but I would say the biggest suggestion is to really push yourself over the comfort zone, as soon as you can, because then when it's more late, it's more difficult. So as soon as you can, when you have opportunity, just do it. If you do wrong, it's wrong. Next time will be good. This is what always give me the power to do what I did. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Yep, that was me. I'm back. That transitions really nice into a question from Naked Tech. Naked Tech is asking, how do you approach multi-million dollar companies to do work with them? So people want to follow you, right? This is something that you're doing now. How do you get into these companies that are so big, so impressive, and start doing work with them?
Yes. So what this is very, like a very high level approach. That doesn't matter if you're a developer, if you're a Webflow developer. What I always liked is, like, I take inspiration from big brands. Like Apple. I love Apple. I love what they do, the experience that they give us. So I try to do this in my little way. So when I talk with some startup founder, or when I express myself, like my personal brand, I try to do that in a very clean way. And when they start to work with me, I try to be, the communication is very important. I try to be there. I try to give solution. I try to make them feel that I'm there. I'm not. I'm an expert in that field. That is what really, I think, make a difference in this field. There are many technical person, but to be on the top, you have to show you what you can do for them.
This is the correct answer to any sales problem or any sales question or any path to getting clients. Doesn't matter if it's a tiny client, a big client, the biggest client in the entire universe. You approach these large projects by bringing knowledge, bringing the expertise of going and helping them with whatever they're coming to you for. A website, a solution, a sales flow, a marketing, whatever. Show them how it's done, explain how it's done, and that's all the confidence they need to move forward with you. So, Nico, that was such a good answer. I love that. It's just how you approach sales. So, Naked Tech, do you have any follow-ups to that? And what do you think of that answer? I'm a big
And I want to
fan.
say,
Great answer.
I'm not a
Yeah.
salesperson. Sorry, I have a
Uh-huh.
little delay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a salesperson. You know, I do what I learn, and yeah, this is my personality. You know, I didn't really learn how to do that. It's always natural, and I try to be more real and transparent with who I'm working on. I think that also is very important.
That's a great replacement for not being a salesperson. You can be a really good salesperson and know nothing, and you can get by, right? Because you're just good at convincing people whatever you want to convince them. You can not be a salesperson and be really knowledgeable in what you do and also get by. It's a replacement for being a good salesperson. Just having the knowledge of how to help that person, help them with the tech, help them with the setup, help them with the onboarding. When you're helping them, you are selling. So if you just have a little bit of sales experience, a little bit of sales knowledge, and then you pair it with the knowledge of what you're selling and the product and the platform, that's a major combination. That's how you win business. So knowledge, that's the answer. You got to get there. If somebody asks you, how do I do this in Webflow? You should know the answer. And if you don't know the answer, you should have a good enough answer to make them feel confident that you're going to find out and you're going to give them the correct answer on how to move forward with it.
Yes.
Don't say, I
For
don't
an
know.
example.
Yes,
Yeah. Sorry.
please.
Like for confirm what you are saying, not just a real example. For this project, there was a few things that also was not sure. No, like the multi-language. There was, that the multi-language in Webflow is not very uh, advanced. No, so to do that, I created some little like project to show them that was possible. So they was very relaxed to start a project for that and other things. So I did before the project a few little tests and I showed them look, this is possible. This is what I did. So I will do this obviously in the project. So they was more relaxed to start.
Perfect. And they look at you and they find trust in that because you're answering their question. And there's no contract yet. There's no exchange of services. You're just helping them.
Yes.
And that creates trust. So nice follow-up from Naked Tech. I'm working with a UFC and World Poker Tour, and they want mass scaling things done constantly. I find this difficult and sometimes have to outsource. Do you do everything yourself, or do you also outsource?
I did in the past, but maybe because also something I have to learn to have search and to find the right person. Now I'm trying to do all by myself. I want to do my project. I don't want to I want to say I do what I can. I don't want to do more and stress myself to do this project because if I can't, I don't do it. It's very very simple for me now. Before it was like,
Yes.
yes, I want to do everything. Now, no, I do what I can.
Yes. That happens. I think most people can get to a point in their career in this industry where they never want to say no. They're like, I can do everything. I want to do everything. And you were there, so you've gotten over that. So how do you select projects? Like what's your process for saying, okay, I can do this, I want to do this, I'm going to work with this
Yes.
project. Do you have any ways to look at that?
Basically, I do, for me, are very important two things. The first is the first call that we do, no, with the person, with the client. No, how is his personality? If he understand the timing. For example, I remember one of the startup that I worked with. I just take the project because they knew that we need time to do that project. And that answer was yes, I want to work with you because you know the effort, and you know the work now that we have to do. It's not like when I have to do yesterday. Someone reply like
Yeah.
this. So for me,
Yeah,
that is the
sure.
first important. Yeah, and the second is the price. Very simple. If you accept my price, you understand the work, so I can work with you. That's very simple.
So it sounds like you're almost interviewing the leads. You're the one qualifying them based on
Yeah.
how they respond to your questions, based on how they value your work. I have found as well that when a client understands the work that you're doing, the relationship is much better. When someone asks you to do something and they don't know the work behind that, they just don't value the work that much. Hey, build us this whatever the hell that moves around and does this when you go to the third page. If they have no idea how that works, when it comes, it's whatever. It like you just followed my request. But if they understand the logic that goes into it or some of the basic timing, it's a it's a mutual appreciation between client and you. Do you find that? It sounds like you do find that. I just kind of I'm talking off of
Yes.
your answer. So talk a little bit more about that.
No, I think always. I don't know why. Also, this is something in me, but I always had this in my mind. No, if the client, if that person accept what my price and they can work with me, you know, so that is perfect. I don't have to lower price because that doesn't make sense. And if you do that, that means that is I'm not the person for you. You need someone else. So I really don't have that fear. It's also for them, just for me.
It's really nice that you're at a point in your professional career that you can do this, that you have enough leads coming in, you have enough revenue coming in, you have enough work where you can be selective. I'm sure it wasn't always like this, right? There had to be a point in your career
Yeah.
where you needed projects. It wasn't the person could have been a terrible lead, but you needed that project because whatever, right? You had to pay for something or you just needed the
Yes.
experience or you had no work to do. So please talk about that. How did you go from needing to take on a project to now I'm qualifying you and I'm only working on what I want to work on? Because I think a lot of people want to make that jump. So how can people make that jump?
I think the best way is to change your services. If you're looking for someone, for example, I want to build this website, and this website is for a pizzeria, because we have many pizzeria here. Obviously, if you are looking for the pizzeria that they are very cheap in the pizza, in the ingredient, they will not give you what you want to do. Okay, maybe you can start with that. Yes, you can build also for free. Why not? But the point is that you know what is your client. You know what I know what I want to do. And also for me, something very important was the networking that I did in the past. I always met with people that they give me the work. I told you I was very lucky also in that reason, because I never had to do this work because I need to do it. I always had project to do. I don't know how to why, but
Yeah,
maybe it was thanks to the
nice.
networking.
I
Yeah.
think it definitely has to be due to the networking. So I'll sum up that answer by saying you you have found your leads and you found that increase of business through services and environments outside of Webflow, through teaching, through talking to people, through knowing the pizzeria and knowing the quality and saying, hey, I want to make your website because I know this, and this about you. Is that
Okay.
true?
Yeah, sorry.
That's
I was speaking more in general. So
okay.
if we are talking about Webflow, the Webflow development, I
Yes.
started seriously this year. Okay, this year I started with Webflow development. And this year, in January, I also opened my Upwork account. So I started from Upwork, okay, at the beginning. Yeah,
Mm.
I started there. I took my first lead there, my first project, and then that helped me to get the next one. Like we said many times, also in the community, you did that project, you over deliver, and then you take the next one more big than the first one. This is what I did.
Hmm.
I started
Yeah.
from zero in the web space, yes. But I had also my previous network.
Yes. Okay. Simple. Simple and highly effective. Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, just one by one, right? Get one project, over deliver, get the next project, over deliver, and after a certain amount of over
Yes.
delivers, now you have some really excellent projects, and you're
Yes.
attracting the type of people that are asking for those higher projects that you're over delivering.
Yes. And
Love it.
also in my case, yeah. Also in my case, they also see my previous experience, So I was not starting from
Mm,
zero. Before I was a
yeah,
developer, that was my experience. So that's also helped now in my case.
absolutely. Nice. Great. I'm loving these answers. Anybody listening, I hope you're taking notes. This is an excellent strategy. Highly recommended. Let's bring up a question from Penny. What is your discovery process to qualify clients? And I know you talked about the call and you talked about the making sure you like the person, making sure the person values you. But can you answer this in a sense of what are some technical things or Webflow related things in your discovery process to qualify clients?
Yes. For me, first I see their website. So what is their website look like? For me, it's very important. No, if they have a cool design, so that's mean that they take care of what they do and they understand the project. And then the second is the design. If I like the design, I want to take that project. You know, that is very very simple.
Nice.
That is my
Okay.
my way.
Yeah. Good website, like the design. Simple,
Yes.
easy, and then paired with your answer earlier that you like the person, they value your time, they value your work. That's the check. Simple,
Yes.
qualified, I'll sell you. Love it.
Yes.
Okay. This is a
Also
fun one
timing.
from Naked Tech. Timing. Yes, of course. Making sure
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
works for your schedule. Great.
Yes.
Naked Tech, what are some wild website requests that you've rejected and thought were laughable?
Wild. What do you mean for wild? Like complex or outside Webflow?
Yeah, somebody emails you and says, "Hey, I want an e-commerce platform that people can sign up for, and it's a marketplace, and also it's a forum, and like that."
Yes, yes, definitely. All the e-commerce, web app. I want to build the next Amazon. I want to build the next
Yeah,
Airbnb. That is it. Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow.
yeah.
Call me.
I think you have to wait for tomorrow for Wiz for those, and then you can start
Yes.
to talk about them.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, great answers. So there were a few more questions above that I didn't get to because they weren't directly related. So let me see if I can find some of these. Okay. Dale Jensen. Nico, do you always use a design tool like Figma before you build in Webflow? Have you done projects beginning to end directly in Webflow? Now, you don't do you design at all? No.
This is also very,
So you
very
get
no.
Figma.
Short answer, no.
Okay. Okay.
Short answer, no. I tried at the beginning. I said, I love so much design. I want to start also designing. I
Yeah.
think I did just one website where I designed right from scratch. But then I said, the richest are in the nichest. We say, you say. So I said, no, my value is in the development part. I'm a developer. So I can I can give you that value for big project. with the design, you know. So like basically what you are doing, FinSuite, I do that
Yep.
in my little way.
Love it. That's so important to have that self-awareness that even though you like design, it may be fun, you may enjoy doing it, it's just not where you can provide the most value. And
Yeah,
really, if you're going to get to the maximum of your professional career, you have to find where you can provide the most value. You need to like it. You can't dislike it, but there's a balance. And I think
yes,
once you realize that, you move out of the design world, you move into the development world, and you start learning more and more there. Most people say it was totally the right choice. I've never heard somebody drop design or say I'm not going to do design and regret it, because you just know, right? You have that feeling inside you. This is not exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what you felt.
yeah, yes, exactly. It's like, and this is also a suggestion that I do many times. It is what you do, what you love to do, and then there is work. Work is different. You know,
Yeah.
if I also take a lot of time to be a great designer, like take a lot of time to be a great developer. There are a lot of things to learn. So no, I can't wait like 12 years to be a great designer. There's
Yes.
a lot of,
Right.
yeah. I'm a developer.
Good. Good. Love it. Great answer. Okay, let's talk about your next steps, next challenges. So you just started Webflow this year. You come from the development background. What's next for you? What are you planning, and what's a challenge that you see in your near future?
Yes. So now I'm starting to build my seriously my I want to say personal brand. I want to be my academy. Okay, so
Nice.
I want to do my academy. I want to do my courses in my way, uh, with the tool that I know that I used in the past. No, also that is I've experienced with many companies, many online school, and I know what is good and what is bad. And also, yes, I want to do that in my way, in the no-code movement, in no-code space. I think I will start in Italian, then maybe in the Spanish, maybe then in the English. I don't know. I'm still figuring out which community are the best to start. I think Italian, and then continue with my Webflow, and I hope soon to now try also Wizd, because I really want to create also powerful web apps with that, and really be in the no-code space. I love the everything about this, and also again what you are doing, the community for me was a really the main reason to change in Webflow, because of this community. So it's very important.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Love that answer. I have to give you a big kudos, a big thumbs up for just coming on this show with English as a second language or a third language, right? It's I'm speaking in English. I'm pretty good at English, but I know that if I tried to do any kind of talk show in a different language, it would not be good, or it wouldn't be good, but it certainly wouldn't be what I want to express. And your
Yes.
English is great. Everything is completely understandable, but I know that you would probably speak much better in Italian.
Ah,
So
definitely.
it's just, I always have deep respect for somebody like you coming here and speaking, telling your story in English. So I'm really interested how that has affected you in this space. You're teaching in Italian, you're learning in Italian, and then you come to this Webflow space, which at the moment is very English based. We're starting to
Yes.
see a lot of growth in different languages. However, it's not fully there yet. There are a lot of people coming with okay English, and I know they have a hard time with English documentation. So, how do you approach this? What kind of tips can you give to people who are in this same position?
Okay. This is a big topic. So for me, maybe I don't know. A few years ago, I would never see myself doing this. 1 hour speaking completely in English. It's crazy, because I really start speaking in English this year. You know, because of some clients, because of some project. And the change is like I don't care anymore. If you can understand me, good. That's what we need. Then for the other section, let's say like the learning, I can read in English, I can understand well in English, so that was not really difficult. Maybe at the beginning, yes, but that is more easy for me. So I don't have problems to listen and to read in English. Obviously, when you have to speak, that is something different. You have to put words together. Uh, so if just don't care if you want to do this, don't, like I said before, just do it. Then you will improve. Then will be better. Don't overthink on things. If they can understand you, that's fine.
Great message. Love that message. That is, it's the same thing as Webflow. You're going to jump in and it's not going to be super clear at first. You don't know how everything works, but you'll start to learn it. So if you know just a little bit of English, jump in. Start learning. Start jumping into the content. After a few months or maybe a few years, you'll start to really understand it. It's amazing. One of the most exciting things at FinSuite is how people are learning English. That there are people that come to FinSuite with, I would say, below speaking level, fluent speaking level. Some people,
Yeah,
not a lot, some people. And they come to the team, they get better, they get better, they get better, and now they're super fluent. And you would never know that they had a lower level before coming to the team. So
yes,
it's just practice. It's getting there.
that's perfect.
And I know,
Yeah.
Anybody in the comments here, if you're going through this or you speak a different language and you have some relation to this, put your comment in here. Tell us where you're from. Tell us the language you speak, and maybe we can create a connection of related speakers to help each other.
Yes, definitely.
Anything else to say about that, Nico?
About the English, the language.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or anything, yeah, related to language or country of origin or anything.
yeah. For me, that was a big, uh, let's say, not privilege, but very, very important now to have this multicultural also family. I'm half Peruvian, half Italian. Uh, I now also speak English. That can give you really a boost. Now you have a lot of information from different country, from different culture. So all these together can bring you a lot of value to the person, no? To the client in general, or also in life. So that I think is very important to go outside your comfort zone, like we said many times. For me, that is the main point. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I just love this advice. Anybody listening to this, this is it's wonderful advice. It's life advice. It's not, it's not just focused on this one thing. I think you can apply that to literally anything you want to learn or do that has a little bit of discomfort to it.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
There's a lot of people watching live right now, and we don't have the right amount of thumbs up for that. We're now around 50 people watching live with excellent. If you are finding any of this value, please give us a thumbs up. This shows the video to more people in Google to go and join us in this.
Yes.
So let's see. Questions from the audience. Keep asking. We are 7 minutes away from the end. Let's bring up this great testimonial from Francesco. Nicola is a great resource in Italy. I hope he can bring Webflow to Italy in the best way. We are really little, but very close. Yeah, of
Yes.
course. This is really important. So great. This is a nice testimonial. You have anything to say to that, Nico?
No, definitely. Also with Francesco, he's one of the few Webflow developer here. We tried, no, to do. I think, like I said before, the main thing to do now here is to show what is possible to do with no-code platform like Webflow, and then everything will come automatically. It's useless to go and say, "Wow, look, Webflow." No, people want to see what you can build, and this is what I want to do, and we are doing. Show what is
Wonderful.
possible to do.
Show.
Yes,
Always show. That's a great way to sell anything. Show it, right? If you're trying
yes,
to sell a vacuum cleaner, It helps to have the vacuum cleaner in your hand and show it to the person. Same thing goes with websites. If you're trying to sell a website or a service online, you have to have that service completed and done and excellent and show that. And that's how that sale happens. That's how the trust is built.
Yes.
Great. This is a really interesting question from Naked Tech. Naked Tech, you are on fire today with these questions. Really nice. Do you balance humor and professionalism with your clients to keep them happy, or do you just do things linearly?
No, no, no. That is very important for me. Yes. Like I said, my personality, I'm not, I'm serious, but I like to joke when I speak with client. I like to create this social, not social, so friendly environment, you know. So it's very important that they feel relaxed. There is no problem. Like, it's very easy communication. No? If we were to well together, it's easy to work. Yes, it's the combination of both. That's very important.
Do you find that you change the amount of humor based on the person you're talking to? So, for example, do you have clients that you may not use any humor, that it's all professional, it's all linear, I don't want any more information than what I've asked you to do, and now shut up and go away. This kind of client. Do
Yeah.
you treat clients differently based on, that type
No.
of person, or do you just approach kind of everything with, let's bring some humor into the project?
Yeah. No, no. For me, I adapt to the person. Some are
Yeah.
more professional. For me, it's the same. If you
Yeah.
want, I'm here to do what you want. But no, definitely is the same. I am adapt
Nice.
to the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I love adapting to the person. If I get on a call and somebody is really happy, smiling, 150% energy, I'm going to come with the similar energy.
Yes.
Maybe not up to that what that person's doing, but I'm not going to be really serious and
Yes.
more monotone. So yeah, adapting, super important. You have to adapt your pitches, you have to adapt the sales of a project, you have to adopt the specs of a project, and you have to adapt how you talk to the client about that project.
Yes.
Some people don't want jokes. Some people, you can make their day or their hour by putting in a nice joke and giving them a laugh.
Yeah. But also, let me say this. I saw, in the other hand, that sometimes the client has too jokes, not too much jokes, too much, no, from the beginning. And
Yeah.
from experience, when they start like this, is not good. I saw when
Yeah.
they are in this, something is not good, and usually it's like this. So it needs to be the right amount. When they are like two
That's a
jokes, they
great
want to
point.
have discount, something like, for example.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about the project. We'll see if we're a good fit, and then we can joke around.
Yes, exactly.
Not too much
after after
before. Let's
after
let's get
you
down to
fail.
business first.
Yes.
I like that. That's great.
This is-
Okay.
Also, this
What
is a
else
way
do
of
we
to do
have?
here in Italy. They like to do this. It's like their
Nice.
way of, I don't know there, but many like marketing or person, they know how to sell stuff. No, they do this. They have this
Yeah.
type of attitude. You know.
I think that's marketers around the entire world. They just, they unfortunately there are a lot of marketers that are the salespeople that don't really know about the product. They're just the
Yes.
sales, and they kind of get by just being salesy. So
Yes.
yeah, that's a whole different topic. Okay, I'll bring up some quick comments. Abi Rana from Nepal, welcome. Great to see other country. Edward Castillo, Dominican Republic, welcome. Very nice. Who else shouted out a country? Okay, I am Mauro, Italian. Yeah, nice. Welcome. November 16th. Make the trip. It's going to be big. Make sure you follow Nico. Follow Nico on Twitter. If you are from Italy, you must follow him. There is no option. You have to go and do that bare minimum because Nico's doing big things in Italy. If you're
Yeah.
Italian, you got to know him. So we're now at the hour. This is the end of the show content. Before we go and before we say goodbye, quick announcements. Reloom Design League today, 6 p.m. FinSuite competed last week. Sergey from FinSuite did a wonderful job. We won round 1, and we will face the winner of today's Reloom Design League. Really fun, really educational, 6 p.m. on Reloom's channel. Next, Speed Build Challenge is next Wednesday, the 19th at 1 Eastern. We also have Rohan from FinSuite competing in that. We'll be there cheering him on. And if you've ever interacted with Rohan, he's a great person. Okay, so Nico, this is now the end of the show. I want to thank you for coming on and telling your story. I think your advice was excellent. Really, really important advice. If you came in halfway, make sure you listen through this. There's a really good pieces in here. How do you feel? What's your feeling after doing this show?
I'm very happy, like I said many times, because I really, I'm not joking. I really appreciate what you're doing. Your personality, what you do, the way you do it, you do things. You're a great inspiration for me. No, I like
Amazing.
what you do. It's really amazing. Oh, also, I want to say, when you want, we can meet in Italy. Everyone, we can do one day. I don't know, a great meetup with real pizza, not pineapple with pizza. I saw many times that you speak with this pineapple.
I deserve that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
deserve that.
So when you
Nice.
want, we can do it in the Colosseum, the Webflow meetup in the Colosseum. I don't
Love
know
it.
if it's possible, but we tried.
That's great. Nice. Okay. So, Nico, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. You're getting access to Wiz tomorrow. Special invite for being a part of the show, being dev focused. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you do with that platform. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great night. Have a great morning wherever you're from. Tomorrow, we will be live with Alex Iglesias, 9 a.m. Eastern, to build a calculator with JavaScript. Talk soon. See you tomorrow.